Okay, here we go. Here's a quick review of our voicing options for Autumn Leaves. We're going to be doing it in the key of G minor. So the tune is basically only two 4-bar phrases that get repeated. It's in different order. It's the same two 4-bar phrases. The form is AABC, so keep in mind letter A is played twice. The two 4-bar phrases are, the first one's in the key of B flat major. It's a 2-5-1-4 in the key of B flat major, diatonic. So that means C minor 7, F7, B flat major 7, E flat major 7. The second 4-bar phrase is a minor 2-5 that's diatonic to the key of G minor. So A half diminished, D7, G minor. So basically that's pretty much the whole tune. You're doing either a 2-5-1-4 in the key of B flat major, or you're doing a minor 2-5-1 in the key of G minor, with one exception that we'll cover later. So let's look at the first 4 bars and keep in mind that this is going to apply to any time you've got a C minor to F7 to B flat major 7 to E flat major 7. Okay, so you can do it in root position, basic 2-5-1, starting in first inversion, and it would look like this, right? 2, 5, 1, and now when I go to the 4 chord, I'm going to go to second inversion, right? Because I don't want to make a big jump. I don't want to go 2, 5, 1, and then 4. It's not terrible. It's not the end of the world, but I would prefer to avoid that big jump. So I'm going to drop these two down an octave. So I've got 2, 5, 1, 4. If I start in the other inversion, if I start my 2-5 in second inversion, then I'm going to go 2, 5, 1, and now I can go to root position 4. Okay. Now, of course, I can make either one of those drop 2. So let's the one we just left off with. I'm going to make a drop 2, drop that voice down an octave. So I've got 2, 5, 1, 4. Right? Okay, so one more time, drop 2, 2, 5, 1, 4. Now if I do the other inversion and I want to do drop 2, I can't do it down here because now I'm way too low. I'm outside of my range, so I'd have to bring everything up an octave and come up here and do 2, 5, 1, right, and then 4. Okay? Now, on the 1 and the 4 chord, it's very easy to slip into a quartal if you're doing drop 2s. So let's look at this same inversion, and I'm just going to modify the 1 and the 4 to turn them into quartals, just to break up the pattern a little bit, make it a little more interesting. So if I go 2, 5, here I can make this a quartal 1. So that my pinky's on the root, and otherwise I'm doing a quartal, right? All fourths. There's the natural 7, the natural 3, the natural 6, the natural 9. Okay? And then to continue that pattern, I could do a quartal here on the E flat, right? So my left hand's playing the root, and then also I've got a quartal built from the 3rd, right? So 3rd, 6th, 9th, 5th. So if I put that all together, I can do a nice little drop 2, quartal, quartal. Okay? In the other inversion, I could do drop 2, do a quartal like this, right? And then really I could just change the bass note. And I could even keep the same upper structure if I wanted, right? Because remember, quartals can apply different ways. So this could be B flat major with the 6 and the 9, or it could be E flat major, right? With the 6 and the 9. Okay? Now, the F7, because it's a dominant chord and it's going in a 5-to-1 bass motion, right? It's acting as a 5 chord and it's resolving to a B flat. Anytime I have that F7, I can alter it, right? So what are my options for altering it? So instead of doing diatonic dominant, right, I can do Lydian grip from the major third, which gets me flat 13, flat 9. Or I can do building from the flat 7, I can do diminished major 7, which gets me natural 13, flat 9. Or I could even do half diminished from the flat 7, which gets me flat 9, or flat 9, flat 13. Okay, so if I'm doing any one of these two 5s, I'll do it in basic version. I could go 2, right, altered 5, 1, or 2, altered 5, 1, right? And then same thing even if I'm doing a drop 2, right? I could go 2, right, altered 5, 1, or 2, altered 5, 1. Okay, let's look at the next 4-bar phrase, our 2-5-1 in G minor. Remember, for a half diminished chord, we don't add the diatonic 9 because it creates a nasty crunch with a flat 9 with the root. In jazz, we only like flat 9s if it's a dominant 7 flat 9 chord. So on that 2 chord, you either have to do just a C minor triad. You can double the root if you really want to. Or we're going to do Lydian grip from the flat 5. Right? Or the inversion of those. So there's the inversion of this. And here's the inversion of this. Or I can force it to have a natural 9 and do C minor major 7 on top of A. Okay? On the 5 chord, it is a type of altered dominant, so I can do diminished, just like the F7 we were talking about a second ago, diminished major 7 from the flat 7. But that's not the best option because it sounds like it wants to go to a major 1. But we're not going to a major 1, we're going to a minor 1. So it's better to do half diminished from the flat 7 or Lydian grip from the major 3rd. Now we got to land on G minor 6. Okay, so in jazz, G minor 6 means G minor with a natural 6, right? It doesn't mean flat 6 unless it says flat 6, and it doesn't say flat 6. So I need basically a minor triad plus a natural 6, but it's common in jazz to also add a 7th, and it's pretty flexible. We could add the flat 7 or a natural 7. To keep it simple, I would stick with the flat 7. So you can either do F major 7 add 4, or you can do B flat Lydian grip over G to get you your G minor 6. Okay, so I could go 2, 5, 1, or I could go 2, 5, 1, right? Or I could go 2, 5, I'll do Lydian grip. So lots of options for your minor 2/5s in G minor. So that pretty much takes care of the whole tune. The only other one little tricky spot is in letter C, in the 3rd bar. Instead of sitting on G minor for 2 bars, we do this little chromatic walk down of a G minor 7, F sharp dominant 7, F minor 7, E7, and then we go to our A half diminished. Okay, so there, I'll do it in first inversion first. So I could do, if you want to do it simple, just do literally 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 for all the chords. Okay, so I could do that, and let me drop the bass down an octave. So I'm just keeping it basic and doing 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 for all the chords. G minor 7, F7, F minor 7, E7, and then go to my A half diminished. Okay? I could do that in the lower inversion. But then here I would need to jump up to this inversion. because I can't play down here. This is too low, because by the time I get to my 1 chord, I'm way too low. Now, to make it sound even hipper, instead of doing 1, 3, 5, 7 on the dominants, I'm going to do Lydian grip from the flat 7. Okay, so I'll go G minor 7, F sharp dominant with a 13 instead of a 5, right? F minor 7, E7 with a 13th instead of a 5, and then go to my A half diminished. Okay, and if I did that in the other inversion, it would look like this, right? And I can jump up anytime I need to if I feel like I'm running out of room. So I could jump up here. Or I could jump up here. Or I could wait until the E7. So now let me play a full chorus, and I'm going to try and do a slightly different version of the 2-5-1s every time I do a 2-5-1 in either B flat major or G minor, just to keep it interesting. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, sorry, there's a little hiccup in my time there, but that's the idea. So I'm just trying to do something a little bit different. But otherwise, it's pretty much the same thing over and over again, right? 2, 5, 1, 4 in B flat, or minor 2, 5 in G, with the exception of that one little walk down section before the last 4. Okay, happy practicing.